Good evening. This is CTV News for Thursday, September 20th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, we begin tonight with that police-involved shooting in District Heights last night, during which two Prince George's County police were shot while trying to serve a search warrant at an apartment on Loring Lane. It turns out the police went to the wrong address. We go now to Denise Douglas at police headquarters for the latest. Denise?
Hi, Byron and Patty. You are exactly right. Police got information from a confidential informant about someone who was dealing drugs in that community that they went to. They went to serve the warrant at the apartment on Loring Drive, and it turns out, as you said, it was the wrong address. No drug dealer lived at that residence. So essentially, the man who shot at the officers was protecting himself and his 21-year-old daughter. He seemed to believe that he was a victim of a home invasion when all of the officers rushed in. When he realized what was actually going on, he surrendered to police. He was later questioned at police headquarters, and police were able to sort all of this out. And so at this news conference that I just stepped out at, police sorted all of this information out and cleared it up, and the chief was very apologetic. In fact, he said that he spoke with the man for about an hour, and he is planning to take a number of steps in order to make sure that this does not happen again.
Well, Denise, we were all watching in the newsroom, and a bit of shock when the chief mentioned they went to the wrong address. What happens now to the officers who went to the wrong address? What happens moving forward?
Well, at this point, the chief did not indicate that anything would happen directly to that team of officers. There were about 9 of them, but he does plan to put a number of steps in place, a moratorium on search warrants for about the next 48 hours in order that they can go over them and vet them to ensure that they aren't going to the incorrect address. Also, a review of the methods for corroborating information when it comes to search warrants. So he was very apologetic and also very determined, I guess you would say, to ensure that no one would have to go through this kind of trauma in their own home again.
It's quite a shock given what happened recently in Dallas. Quite a shock.
Exactly. And I think the chief understands the sanctity of someone's home and, again, does not want to see this happen again.
All right. Thank you so much, Denise. Well, moving on to other news right now. 4 people are dead. Several are injured after a workplace shooting this morning in Aberdeen. Harford County deputies responded to the incident at the Rite Aid Distribution Center around 9 a.m. Sheriff Jeffrey Goller says the shooter, who has yet to be identified, used a handgun. We don't know the names of the victims at this time. The suspect died in the hospital. So you failed to pay a toll or a parking ticket in Maryland and get pulled over for a suspended registration in Virginia? How does that happen? Well, it's all part of an interstate compact to prevent violations from crossing borders. This morning, a joint committee on traffic enforcement was briefed on the effectiveness and the efficiency of those driving and vehicle laws.
And so the states that are not members of the compact, they don't send violations and convictions, and we don't receive them from them, but even if we were to receive from a non-participating jurisdiction, we would not take action on those because they're not a member of the compact.
Maryland participates in a couple of interstate compacts that govern how this works, and in our review of the compacts we learned a couple interesting things. There are some states that don't participate in these compacts, so we wanted to learn more to find out how well it's working. Are there things that need to be changed, and why do some of these other states not participate in the compacts that Maryland does?
And most states in the district are part of the interstate compact. Those which are not include Georgia, Massachusetts, Michigan, Tennessee, and Wisconsin.